All right, so we're going to start with one of In Bloomer's new videos. Sorry about that. Hold on a second.
19 Raw, March 30 to April 12, 1994. The dust has settled, the dates have been rescheduled, and Kurt Cobain is on the mend. But for a while, things looked very serious indeed for the Nirvana frontman. He had been found unconscious on the floor of a hotel suite in Rome, and words like irreversible and coma were on people's lips. Mick Wall digs beneath the hysteria and asks, is there more here than meets the eye? Never mind the barbiturates. The official news agency facts arrived at precisely 4 minutes past midday on Friday, March 4, 1994. It read, Kurt Cobain, lead vocalist and guitarist with top-selling American rock band Nirvana, was in a coma in a Rome hospital on Friday after overdosing on a mixture of champagne and barbiturates, Italian radio reported. Doctors were pumping his stomach, and the radio report said the musician's life was in danger. 6 hours and 23 minutes later, word came through on a fax from the band's UK publicity firm, Bad Moon. That read, Kurt Cobain, the 27-year-old lead singer for the rock group Nirvana, was admitted to hospital in Italy after slipping into a coma. He has suffered a complete collapse due to fatigue and severe influenza. Complications arose after he combined prescription painkillers and alcohol. Doctors report that he has made responsive signs. By now, you've all read the stories, some true, most of them not. Stories made up by officials close to the band who didn't know the full extent of what really went on in the suite at the Excelsior Hotel in Rome, where Cobain was staying with his wife, Hole's singer Courtney Love, and their baby daughter, Frances Bean. So what's the truth? Was Cobain's sudden incarceration in hospital just a bizarre accident, or is there something they're not telling us? Let's examine the facts. The situation escalated on the morning of March 4, when Courtney rang down to the reception desk of the Excelsior, frantically calling for medical assistance after she realized with mounting horror that she was unable to rouse her unconscious husband. An ambulance screeched to a halt outside the hotel at 6:30 a.m., where paramedics discovered the singer's crumpled, unconscious body on the floor of the couple's suite, his breathing barely audible. He was placed on a stretcher and immediately rushed to the nearby Umberto Prima Polyclinic, where he was admitted under the name of Kurt Cobain, the pseudonym he was using at the Excelsior. Both his wife and former Germs guitarist Pat Smear, who had been touring with Nirvana as second guitarist and was an especially close friend of Kurt and Courtney, were present at the hospital, as was Marco Sestoni, head of Geffen Records' Rome office. By midday Friday, after 5 hours of intensive treatment, during which Cobain's stomach was pumped and the stricken singer was placed on emergency life support systems, word had leaked out to the typically frenetic Italian news media. Reports were being given over Italian television and radio that Cobain had slipped into an irreversible coma. The medical team that treated him reported that the substances they had retrieved from the singer's stomach included champagne, rohypnol, misspelled at the time as rohypnol, a prescription sleeping pill, and a third substance called chlorohydrate, widely used in the United States as an anesthetic. An hour later, he insisted that Kurt's still unconscious body be removed to the American Hospital, a well-guarded private clinic situated in the suburbs of Rome. One of the doctors who treated Cobain at the Umberco was quoted in the Italian press as saying, Cobain was in a grave condition when he left here. By now, of course, the rest of the world's overeager media had been alerted to the singer's near-death predicament. Back at the Excelsior, shocked fans had begun arriving, joining the hovering TV crews, journalists and photographers camped out like vultures on the hotel's plush doorsteps. The hotel staff were under strict instructions to keep their mouths shut and under no circumstances speak to the press. They were told to stick to the official story of fatigue and severe influenza. So let's ask that question again, shall we? What exactly happened to Kurt Cobain on the night and morning of March 4? The truth is, it's doubtful anyone will ever know the full extent of what really went on, though the clues are there for anyone to pick up. To begin with, there was Nirvana's performance in Italy the week before. The band had played 2 shows at the Dalla Giaccio, an ice rink in the Roman suburb of Marino. According to eyewitness reports, neither concert featured one of Nirvana's more cohesive performances. The latter was a particularly listless, ill-tempered set. Cobain had sat down on the stage for much of the truncated 40-minute performance, appearing silent and morose, a condition the singer's handlers put down to the onset of flu. The band left the following day for 2 shows in Munich, but canceled them at the last minute after Cobain complained of a throat infection. A 2-week break was called, and Cobain and Love returned to Rome. The Nirvana tour bus was to have resumed in Prague on March 11th. Courtney, whose own band, Hole, were about to release their new album, Live Through This, spent a couple of days of the first week in London, where she was busy promoting her record. She returned with baby Francis to Rome on March 3rd. The hours between her return to the Excelsior and Kurt's collapse into a coma later that same night are not easily documented. What has been ascertained is that around midnight on the night in question, Cobain had acquired a quantity of the prescription drug Rohypnol from an all-night chemist, presumably with a prescription obtained in the United States, and that later he had ordered at least 1 bottle of champagne from room service. As an experienced drug user, it is no secret that both Cobain and Love had been heroin addicts in the past. It would appear highly improbable that he would not have realized the potential consequences of such a mixture. Revealingly, in a strange aside while commenting on the group Madder Rose's single to a journalist in London the day before, Courtney said it reminded her of when I take those dihydrocodeines I get over here in London with the Rohypnol and a glass of champagne. But was Kurt really careless enough to accidentally overdose? As he told his biographer, Michael Azarad, you just don't mix drugs and alcohol at all, or you'll die. You pass out when you're drunk, and you wake up and get high, and there's no way you're going to survive that. Everyone I know of who has overdosed has gotten drunk, and it's been late at night, too. Raw spoke to a London doctor experienced in treating musicians with drug problems, who said the normal dose of Rohypnol for sleep is 1 tablet taken with water. 5 tablets and a few glasses of champagne, he said, would put you completely out for about 14 hours. When asked how many tablets combined with a bottle of champagne could cause a life-threatening coma for 48 hours, he replied upwards of 20 tablets, at least 10 or 12, put it that way. Despite giving In Utero the working title, I Hate Myself So Much I Want to Die, and despite his wealth, his family, and his young daughter, it is difficult for some to believe Cobain intended suicide. Singer Pete Shelley of the Buzzcocks, who toured with Nirvana, said Cobain appeared in reasonable spirits. On the first date in Lisbon, he came into the dressing room and started chatting. If anything, while the rest of us were getting into all sorts of debauchery, he would just wish us a good night and go off early. All we know for sure is that as the afternoon of March 4 wore on, Cobain drifted in and out of consciousness. At that point, Courtney called his mother, Wendy, in the United States. Wendy was quoted the next day as saying, he's going to make it. All I know, he suffered a massive drug overdose. After that, nothing. Neither Love nor any family members responded to further questions, and hospital staff were instructed to keep all details secret. By 8 p.m., nearly 100 fans had gathered outside the American hospital, waiting for news as his condition remained critical. It took 24 hours before Cobain began to emerge from his coma, and another 12 hours before he could speak coherently with doctors. Late Saturday afternoon, Dr. Osvaldo Galetta stated, Cobain doesn't know what happened. He hasn't regained full memory. When he woke, he was hungry and asked for a strawberry milkshake. He is not fully recovered yet, but he can move and may soon return to work. After a month of recovery in Seattle, that is exactly what happened. According to his manager, Janet Billig, the incident was an accident. He had been sick with influenza and had a bad throat condition. Then he inadvertently mixed tranquilizers and alcohol. It all sounds simple, so why the secrecy? If Cobain and the band had canceled the tour, they could face legal claims worth millions of dollars from promoters. And more fundamentally, nobody likes to admit they messed up, accident or not even Kurt Cobain, who seemed not to care about his fate, but perhaps cared more than he let on.
I kind of want to go over Joe's interview for a little bit.
When your contractors are global,
do you know when you should?
The reason should be here just so we get the audio. Tell me about that.
Oh, can't we hung out with those girls from L7 a lot?
Oh, wow. I think they're actually gone. The interviews with Joe are gone from Who Killed Kurt. So they did listen. Wow. That's surprising. Well, one of them's still up. The Eyewitness videos of Joe Burns from Who Killed Kurt official are gone. They're not online anymore. I hope you all save them. If not, don't worry, I saved them. So that's good. Let's see which one I want to play.
I'm pretty damn sure, you know, I'm the John Grant guy. And at some point later, whatever there was,
Turn this off. Did you notice that though? Did you look that up? The Joe Burns interviews are gone from YouTube. But that's what Joe asked for, so that's good. We just need to go over some things.
Not that night. It was more like, what night was it? I know a couple showed up, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like I thought, I don't know what I thought, but it was wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? I thought usually you get uniform cops showing up somewhere if they want to do something and have as many people go to jail as possible and this and that. And I don't know, those guys weren't hauling anyone off to jail or anything like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we got a couple girls too. Yeah, I eventually left. The nature of the conversation. With Kurt. We were talking about music. What was that? Oh. Yeah, we are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
Nice, man. Awesome.
Let me think here. Well, what happens next is it's like I'm pretty sure it's man. Well, besides, okay, so we're talking about music in Kelly's little label, and was saying that find like misspelled Nirvana, and so he doesn't get sued or anything like that, you know, and and, uh, and put it out, but I'm trying to think exactly that because before they went into them, they Kurt left and came back. Let me think here. Yeah, because when Dylan left with the this other guy that he showed up with, it was like I'm just trying to think about how to put this because it was let me think here. I'm trying to think exactly how it went down, but I'm pretty sure that Kurt took off for a sec, and me and Kelly are talking about a what do you call it? Well, the PI taking pictures and stuff, and trying to basically avoid getting a picture taken with that person, you know, that's creeping around. But I don't really, that was just what Callie was saying, but I don't know if there, if the guy was actually taking pictures. That's just what he was saying. But, you know, I didn't know that Callie was basically part of the trying to get rid of people, like it was like it turned out that Callie was more like trying to along with the other people trying to get rid of people, I mean, because of the obviously the doing what was done, and you don't want a bunch of people hanging around. Yeah, yep. That's what I would say, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. Yeah. Callie was actively trying to, like get some people out of the house, like me and Bonnie, just anybody that could be like, I guess really could talk to the cops or whatever, be a witness to what was going on. And it's like shit went from just kind of partying and hang out to like all of a sudden there's some weird shit going on, like, you know what I mean? With and Kelly's, like saying stuff about the private and the PIs and stuff like that, like and talking about them taking pictures. Yeah. Um, uh, it's just he starts going into he's all the PIs. He was talking about, oh yeah, how the PIs were there and had already been taking pictures of us, and yeah. Exactly. Well, for one, that Courtney was trying to track Kurt down, and just was basically freaking out and wanted to know exactly where Kurt was at, and yeah, and that it went from like we're hanging out and Kurt's hiding out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's PIs there, and they're taking pictures and trying to find Kurt, and yeah, it just went kind of crazy. But when Dylan and then Dylan and that other guy just show up all of a sudden, just like with, you can't really miss a car there, but yeah, they just are all of a sudden just there, and then Callie was, now that I think about it more or whatever, he was like, what did Dylan tell him, it's pretty messed up, really messed up, especially since Dylan was supposed to be, good friends with Kurt and everything like that, and they grew up, together, kind of, what I mean. They were supposed to be like real good friends, even though Kurt, like, I mean, they were, I mean, Kurt wrote, that's the song about where Dylan likes yeah, the pretty songs, right? I don't think so. I know, crazy. No, I mean, Kurt, and Dylan both, I mean, Dylan knew, what Kurt was good at, and then, and Dylan was what he was into, he had a pretty good deal going on there with, he got to do his thing, like what he wanted to do, being signed on Sub Pop, with the whole like being basically like one of the first like sludge like metal bands, where you just get noise, like just like noise and tons of feedback and stuff, and Dylan thought, from what I understood, that it was awesome that Kurt was such a great songwriter and everything. I mean, it was like we used to listen to a lot of albums, and early on or whatever, because Kurt's the one that introduced me. I mean, Dylan's the one that introduced me to Kurt, and we would listen to a lot of albums together, like new stuff, like the Morbid Angel that was just coming out and stuff, and bands like, Napalm Death and Carcass, and like what was the that like we Slayer at the time was an amazing band, and actually we decided, and Kurt thought so as well, that that one of the best thing that's ever been put on vinyl, was the Slayer, it was Rain and Rain and Blood, or yeah, it was Rain and Blood, like the best. It wasn't really what Kurt was. That's not what his fan base, weren't Slayer type people, but yeah, it was like arguably, like one of the, like the best writing and just like awesome. Just one of the best records like ever, if not the best record. Was Slayer's. It it was yeah, Rain and Blood. You got Rain and Blood. Yeah. Then yeah, Rain and Blood. Not you got the first record, Show No Mercy, and then you have Haunting the Chapel, and you see, it was it Rain and Blood, or it's been so long, and we like have all these conversations about stuff, and or was it Hell Awaits? But that I know. Which one did we decide was the best one and the best record maybe of all time? It was either Hell Awaits or Rain and Blood, and it just goes up decision. It still goes on. He shows up. It's hard or whatever, I mean, Dylan is, he would. There was something about, man, I'm saying this stuff, but oh my God, this is just hard to do. Some of this here, like even there was like, you have these friends you grow up with, and it's just like you might know out of these certain friends, well, like one of them, it's like you're totally friends with, but you totally know something about them, like shit. How do I put this? I'm trying to put this a certain way. Like, it seemed like Kurt. Dylan's really smart. And but there's something about Dylan. It seemed like that Kurt would. I'm not really sure how to put it, but how do I put this? Kurt knew. Well, I guess there's the thing with the song, whatever. But I mean, more like. Oh shit! I'm saying this out loud. It's hard. Okay. It seems like Kurt would. You have to know how to be around some people. Like you can hang out with people, that and you've known them forever and stuff like that. But there's certain things you don't want to do with that person. Like you might not want to fucking OD with this person. Are they going to bring you back to life, or do they have some kind of weird ulterior motive to let you die, or something? You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how to put it, but kind of like that, maybe, or something like that. No, I think that Kurt knew. It's really hard on how to put this in, and I shouldn't be talking. Oh my God, I shouldn't be talking about.
Yeah, he will.
Well, no, you can see it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's the three of us there, and we're doing drugs all day and night, and we're passing around certain books, that we all read and stuff like that, And Dylan was a smart cat, or you know what I mean. He's a real smart dude. And yeah, yeah, like we were reading like tons of um, the well, let's say the Third Reich, you know, in the occult. Um, we were like super into that shit. Like the castle, you know, that has the black sun in the basement, you know, that's like it's made. The cement is made that way, you know. It's carved out, you know, and there's a big black sun in the basement of that castle that basically um uh, the minister of propaganda, you know, Goebbels, um, used it, and that's where they did all the ancient rituals, you know, with the SS and the ancient, the total ancient rituals to uh, um, the alchemy and stuff. I guess the Germanic alchemy, and yeah, Dylan was really good at finding really good books to read about that stuff, you know, and we would all read them and stuff like that, and talk about them and interesting stuff. Really into it. Yeah, like, and then just and lots of other books about, you know, Diana and witchcraft in Italy and stuff like that, you know, back in the day and stuff like that. Just all kinds of knowledge and stuff like that, and just talking about stuff. I we like doing that, but you know, Kurt would Dylan's really smart, and I guess I tried to put it with how you know that they are tight, like they grew up, but you don't want to leave Dylan in charge maybe of some important shit like your well-being maybe, or I don't know. I wish I could put it differently. No, just in the account that Dylan could be a little what do you call that? Um, uh, someone that sees something horrible instead of getting freaked out by it is just curious about it and watches it. Um, I don't want to say it, but you know, I'm trying to think of a way to put it. I'm just really tired. Hey, oh, yeah, nothing. Sorry. Can this go on into tomorrow too? Well, or do you have to leave?
Yeah, I have to leave. I'm going back to Canada. I came here just for this. Yeah,
you know,
ferry.
That's what you, and then you're gonna like, yeah. We could get up like, okay, go ahead, guy. I think maybe. Well, there's the one guy that's hanging back or whatever, I guess. And it's like, does that guy come with Dylan or whatever? Probably. So I guess really probably two. I wish I could. Yeah. Oh. I'm trying to let me see here. I'm trying to do it mental in my head. Like the guy that's hanging back. Yeah, there was like a couple of the dudes there. I had never, I don't think I had seen them, but well, I'm thinking I haven't seen the one guy, but you know what? No, I think about it more, and I had seen the one guy that I didn't think I'd seen before. I think I had actually, seen him somewhere. I'm not really sure where. Maybe with one of those people at the house one day or something like that. Like I didn't know him or anything like that, but I maybe had seen him before. Yeah, everything goes shit downhill after there's the one thing in the kitchen that seemed, when we're talking about music and stuff like that, and then the next fucking thing in the kitchen starts. That's where shit starts to go shit. Yeah, downhill. I thought this was something else. Okay, that's so weird. Okay, I thought it was gonna be coffee. It ain't coffee. Shit gets weird in like in everything. Shit just changes like and you can totally tell, it wasn't like it went from just having, like, well, we were totally partying to where, and then it's just like a little more serious, but still nothing that bad, and then it went from that to like, who are these one people, and why the hell is Dylan there with these people, and Dylan wants to get her back up, like, yeah, just really strange. And like, I mean, to try to say that that one guy's one of them would be like, he kind of looks like one of them, I mean, that looks like the the hairdo of, or something, but I wouldn't say that that's definitely one of the guys. Dylan and this other guy is like wants to get me out of there real quick, and they want to get Kurt back up. There's God damn it. This is okay. Let's see. Dylan's trying to well, I guess not trying. He did do it to get Kurt back out of there and back upstairs.
After they attacked him.
Out of the kitchen and into upstairs. The place, what was it? You call it a carport or a greenhouse? Yeah. weird greenhouse, but yeah, well, just trying to get him to go, and then it was like well, Dylan, even though it's kind of weird between them, but he was still leaning on him to go, up there to do more drugs, or and it was like I don't know, you could just tell I'm just I guess just pressuring, and also yeah, I would say basically like pressuring them and just being right on it, and then and at the same time I'm trying to get me to get out of there, you know what I mean? Like just yeah, and Dylan was like facilitating that, which yeah, was crazy. Yeah, it was yeah, he was trying to make that happen, and getting Kurt to go up there was like it let me see how to let me say this. I would say um Dylan's doing it like just outright, but the other guy is like falling back until he decides, fuck it, Dylan, he needs to do this, and just do it or whatever, and the like how you would just like come on, let's go, and kind of and nudge you forward into, what I mean, without, not really just grabbing him and dragging him up there, like with his fighting or anything like that, but like quick talking and just kind of using the body to and kind of push, or whatever up there, yeah. No, he was yeah, he was high. Yeah, because he was just not. He'd already like when it seemed like he had obviously already done some, and for these guys to be wanting him, pressuring him to go get some more, but not really trying to say it out loud, and Kelly's trying tell me that these PIs have pictures of us and stuff that are incriminating pictures, basically, because they had been sneaking around taking photos in different spots. Yeah. It was oh god dang, sorry. I keep doing that because you guys are sitting right over there. Oh, I'm back. Oh, up in the space up there. Yeah. Of the greenhouse. Yeah. He gets basically herded that way. You know, like when you got like two and like a third person up. You know, like past the doorway a bit. You know, all like working on getting someone up there. Yeah. I'm fucking tired as shit. And it's just hurting my head trying to think of all this. I can totally see, you know, like, sure. Yeah, no, I understand totally what I could, yeah, I mean, just like a break with maybe a nap or something like that, you know, would, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind like getting, well, what time is it, like 10 or something, or?
It's 11:35.
11:35. I wouldn't mind getting up in a couple hours or whatever, and something like that. Yeah, I could just go for like a little nap. I mean, I didn't get shit for sleep earlier. Yeah, that's true. I know. It's just like, yeah, I know. I should have just took a nap. It's what it seems. Don't want to move that camera right over here in that chair over here, and you could lay down. Yeah. Sure, it sucks. You have to take off. That's talking, trying to herd Dylan up there into the yeah, herd Kurt up into the greenhouse, and then you got Kelly on me all of a sudden, trying to saying there's a bunch of reasons why it might be good to take off from there. You know what I mean? Because the reasons being that it would be good to take off from there is because of these private eyes and what they've videotaped, you know, which it's just all, you know, like that's what he's, yeah, basically doing or whatever, you know, trying to divide us up and get a oh god damn it, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so no, that was just, at first it was just me, Kurt and Callie, and then Dylan shows up with some kind of random weird dudes that actually I think I recognize one of them. I didn't do nothing right. Okay. He's okay. Well, yeah, like I don't know the guy, and at first I'm thinking I don't know who the hell this is, but then I'm like I'm worrying about other stuff, but then of course I'm I'm trying to take in. I'm like going, what the fuck's going on here, and who the fuck is this, and then I decide pretty much that I recognize that I've seen this guy before. I don't know if I met him or anything. I don't think I met him or anything like that before, but I know that someone has brought this guy around before, and whoops, and yeah, that I had seen this guy around someplace before, and it was just like looking, like looking back on it, and even then, you could tell like something's going on, but the it's just messed up, but the as Dylan's trying to coerce Kurt and kind of like physically a little bit, I'm trying to push him up that way. I got Callie trying to talk to me or whatever, in about like taking off, we should get out of there and stuff, and I'm thinking really that I shouldn't I didn't feel like I should take off, yeah, I don't know, it was just fucking, I mean, just crazy and fucked up. I was trying to go with those guys, well, with Dylan and Kurt, but that's not working out so good, and I the who the hell is it? The guys like waiting back or whatever, well, and then Kurt's getting fast talk, and it seems like when they do start getting them up the stairs, that the guy starts to give Dylan a hand to get him up the stairs. You know what I mean? But man, it was there was a point there. I mean, well, I felt like I should have done something, but it's like like I'm trying to think like, well, I didn't know, if Kurt, you could tell that he didn't really, but I mean, like, did Kurt, the what? Let's see, he was just spent that time down there, and he obviously, like his tolerance has gone down or something, and he was fucked up when he came back down, the he had obviously done a shot. He was fucked up, and it was fucking crazy. But he was didn't need to go back up there if they're trying to get him to go do another hit of dope up there above the greenhouse. There was no need for that, and it's like, and I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? He definitely doesn't need to fucking do any more dope, He's already doesn't have the tolerance. I mean, he's like reached and maybe breached what he needed, to do to get fucked up or whatever, He didn't need to do any more for sure. Fucking crazy. Yeah, but Kelly's not like he's trying to not let me or whatever. Kelly's like telling me these private eye guys, they took pictures and we should probably get the hell out of here, and the it's like fucking they had a premeditated game plan, you know what I mean? It fucking and then okay, so when I'm trying to go out of the kitchen, like right there at the top of the driveway, and Bonnie shows up, I think they were probably in Kelly's room or whatever, her and Jen, and but yeah, fucking crazy. So she shows up, and in Jen, I'm trying to think of what the hell Jen was, but yeah, fucking well, I'm getting well, this is going on with getting coerced up the stairs, Callie's on me about these witnesses to all the stuff we were doing, but I mean that didn't really matter. It was just kind of strange, and the stuff we were doing was like shooting dope and doing tattoo work and stuff and hanging out or whatever. And he's saying like late Callie's trying to tell me that that we should get the hell out of town because the FBI is gonna want me is gonna want to interview us and stuff like that. You know, it's just really fucking bizarre shit. To leave town or whatever. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Totally. Touch my head right now. Yeah. Okay.
The FBI, Tom Grant.
And pushed up in the greenhouse. Yeah. Time of day. This was at night. No. Okay. That's what I was trying to think about before. It seemed like because we were up for so many goddamn days, you know. Me and Kelly were. The I guess it had been let me think of this for a second. It had been like some it didn't it seems like goddamn because it went from light to dark. I'm pretty sure that there was like some like it was like it got I don't know how the hell it did it, but it got to late night like fairly quick. But I think it started out because we're in Callie's room, you know, that has big window. The walls are windows, and let me see here. But there's a wall of shelves you have to and put records on and tapes and stuff like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and but yeah, there's there's a couple walls of that and stuff is yeah. Anyways, it's fucking crazy. That was a weird shaped room too. But anyways, and then that's Bonnie shows up and she's talking about figuring out how she wants to leave. Yeah. Let me see. The down the top view. Not will no. So we were gonna leave and then that got drugged out till really late, you know, where it was like in the AM, you know, but it was like pitch black out, you know. And then we were leaving and then we came back, but there's let's see when we finally did leave, Callie and Jen were with us. Yeah. Um, um, yeah. Yeah, we see, me and Bonnie see outside there, was walking towards where we have the little, station wagon car, and Bonnie, um, pointed out something to me, we could see the, window, where, the window above, the greenhouse, or not the greenhouse, but the room above the garage. Yes. And God, I just have my head is just full of all this shit right now. It's like a pretty fucked up. Yeah. Um, yeah. It sounds like Bonnie might have saw something when she first saw it, like as she was pointing it out to me or whatever, and then I focused in on it, But it's like the weirdest goddamn thing. Okay, Bonnie hasn't been did let me think here. Well, she I her was wearing something red. Do you know about this? He was let's see what the hell it was like when when she told me she got me to work right away up there, like she was in a panic or something. Oh my lord. Let's see, it's if you go out the door right there, to the left, and yeah, and so that's the stairs. No, not to see. No, like it was. It's just a little. It's the coming out of. It would be like a. There's like, how do you describe this? Let me see. Well, besides that or whatever the balcony thing, just what Bonnie pointed out, was fucking I don't know what the hell, but it was in my eyes, and Bonnie's and I'm sorry, I just was just thinking of something, and then commenting on what I just saw. Okay, anyways, it was like the weirdest thing, when she got me to look up there, it was, Kurt wearing, let's see, a red, I don't know if, maybe it's the, what she said or whatever. I just thought what she said or whatever because she said it, and it just got in my mind at the time. You know what I mean? Like she said, there's Kurt and he's this sounds ridiculous, but a red dress, yeah, really fucking strange. Yeah, I know. But and fucking really weird. And I think that was just strange as hell. But then she's trying to get us to go, right, and I'm down to go, but I want to go check and on I want to find out, I guess, what the fuck is going on with fucking Dylan and who basically I want to find out what's going on or whatever, and Bonnie doesn't, she wants me to get the car and she wants to get out of there, so, yeah, it was so fucking weird, and so Callie's right before that, he walked away or whatever, and then it was just me and Bonnie for a sec, when she said look and stuff up there, but the um he took off and I'm like and Bonnie's he went like back that way towards either the stairs or back into the house, and fucking and then I start going that way and get cut off, and that's when they wanted me to like shit, let's see to get the hell, to fucking go or whatever, and try to avoid basically all of a sudden Tally's saying that we should get the hell out of there and avoid any cops because he doesn't know exactly what I've seen, but he knows a lot of what I've seen, and he's just saying that we need to get the hell away out of there, like a different city or whatever, and like a new Well, well, again, well, yeah, a different night or whatever, you know, like, he wanted us to leave, and then we did, but then came right back, and then when we actually did leave or whatever, you know, he was saying basically the same stuff, but he was like more sure of himself, like that the cops and whoever is they're gonna totally be looking for me, and we should avoid interviews with the cops and the FBI or whatever. I don't know. A fucking yeah. It's like he was like totally, you know, like put up to that, you know, just saying that or whatever, you know. Obviously, it was like super obvious that and so yeah, eventually after started to take off and then came back or whatever, you know, when we did leave finally, Jen and Kelly came with um yeah. Well, the the one time with when the what is it, the oh fuck, let's see, when we just kind of barely left and then came back, and then but when we did like leave and went all the way to Jen's house, was with Callie and Jen, and we crashed out, you know, and then in the morning they finally found that, you know, they finally found the body there, supposedly or whatever, you know, on the it was on the TV, you know what I mean? With all, yeah, it seems like well, before that, and well, it was okay, let me see how, okay, I'm gonna try to put this like okay, for some reason they were talking like and with the cops and stuff, the like the uniforms that from that it was trying to make it seem like, well, it not trying, did seem like that it was already known by whatever authorities that we were working that they were working with or whatever, but and it made it seem like people, yeah, we knew, but really it didn't get known until that one morning. You know what I mean? Uh, not just like, not like that or whatever, you know. What, you know, instead, No, I mean, it wasn't like it was more yeah, that's what I would say. More like, you know what I mean? And it seemed like and I'm pretty. It was like said that that Kurt's gone or whatever, and but it's not like um it didn't get. It was like it totally was already known, but then it got confirmed, and then it was like a panic to get the fuck out of town. Uh, it was on the TV. Yeah. Fuck, I didn't. I Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I'm pretty well. I'm yeah that yeah. Um. Well. Um. Fucking. I mean, Dylan and a couple other people were already. Yeah. I mean, they were up there. Um. Who was that? That was Well, Dylan and like Dylan didn't hang out there either. You know. Like he was there for a bit and he left. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Let's see. Yeah. Um. I was always like I'm tired. I'd like to be more on it. Yeah. It's like this is the most and the longest I've talked about this, and god damn it, I just I feel like I could really crash out. You know what I mean? And get some decent sleep for a bit or whatever. Yeah. But yeah. No, I'm pretty damn sure. That, um. That you know there was a it was like it seemed like fucking I think Eric maybe I don't know I always avoided Eric like the put like you know what I mean um uh yeah I think that's his last name yeah well people no one was really doing well not doing much yeah um, the like fucking everyone from like Cali. Um, it's fucking they in that fucking space, you know, of him getting killed, you know, and the day that they so, sorry, shit. Yeah, is it's like it, it's known, and it's like there's it was God, how am I trying to say this or whatever, and trying to the there's like a few folks that definitely went up there, but they all most well everyone got out of there, you know, and that had gone up to the everyone that had gone up there got out of there, and oh shit, let me think here. And it was like fucking. I mean, Callie was straight up telling me, we all need to get out of here and basically take off to like like far away. You know what I mean? Like at least a couple states away. You know, I mean, it seemed like unreal that no one it was just unreal that fucking that there wasn't a bunch of cops there and people weren't getting detained and getting information forced out of them. You know what I mean? It was fucking crazy, man. It just like hurts my head thinking about it. I don't even know what to, it's just crazy.
All right, I'm gonna go for now. I'll be back later. Nirvana punk rock, yeah. Joe was on last week. Unfortunately, it got removed because I played a GGL interview after. I think that's why. But he will. Just gotta work on the podcast episodes. I'll be back later though. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.